We have big news. We have exciting news for you. Tell them what it is, Serena.
We are super excited to announce that we are starting our first membership this January 2024.
Yay! Membership.
So we're excited to let you know that we will be hosting a monthly membership where when you join, you will be
with us live in a Zoom room once a month for a workshop like we just hosted. It's going to be a workshop like that, one topic each month, a different topic. You might even help us come up with the following month's topic from inside our membership. Super excited to meet you. It was so fun meeting a few of you in our inaugural workshop. So we're really looking forward to that.
And when you are a member, you will also be receiving a monthly newsletter where I'm going to be a little more intimate and I'll be sharing the things that are working and the things that aren't working for me.
Yeah, like taking a tool that you've learned from the podcast and how you're implementing it and how well that worked, or maybe if it didn't work. And then Amma can put in my 2 bits worth. We'll see how that goes. But a membership newsletter and a membership live Zoom room workshop starting in January 2024. You can sign up through our Patreon link in the show notes, yeah?
Yes, everything will be in the show notes, and we can't wait to see you there, listeners.
We can't wait. Yay! It was so fun. And honestly, it really was our kids' favorite part of their Halloween. I mean, they loved making their costumes or making them together with us adults. They loved dressing up. They loved going trick-or-treating, but they always told us in the last few years that we did it, that their favorite part was the trading. It was so fun. Yeah. Candy swap, candy trade, trading time, whatever you want to call it. Hey, Mama, welcome to the Nurturing Parent Podcast. Do you want to end the constant battles for bath time? Do you find yourself emotionally exhausted at the end of the day? Do you wake up with big hopes for a smooth day of fun with your little ones, only to face an early morning meltdown because you peeled their banana the wrong way?
Silly you.
Silly you.
Hey, I'm Serena. I'm a mama of 2 little ones, and as a new mama, I constantly questioned myself. I wanted to make sure I was raising respectful kids while also building a strong bond with them. But I discovered that I had to unlearn my ideas that punishment was the way. With Amma Lisa's encouragement, I've been practicing a respectful and gentle parenting approach, which is strengthening our bond as a family.
And hi, I'm Amma Lisa. Amma means grandmother in Icelandic. I am a mama and an Amma. And I have over 40 years of experience in childcare and parent coaching. And I am so excited to share the knowledge I've gained over these years with you.
Together in this podcast, each week we will explore some easy to implement skills you can add to your parenting tool belt to help you create a happy, thriving family.
Hello, Mama. It's Amma Lisa here. And in today's episode, I will read another of my previously published magazine columns. And after I do the reading, Mama Serena is going to join me and us, and we will unpack today's topic. Today, we have a topic that is especially for the month of October. The title is Halloween. Oh, my. Dear singing Amma. So now we have a toddler. We want the fun of dressing up for Halloween, but also want to avoid all the sugar-filled, chemical-laden candy. Any suggestions playfully accepted? Signed, Fun and Healthy Parents. Dear playful ones, living in a rural community, it is easier to keep Halloween on the down low, especially when children are very young. In busier neighborhoods, children will become aware sooner because of the steady stream of witches and goblins at your door. Some creative ways to avoid the sugar and chemical candy trail are as follows. Throwing a Halloween party where costumes and some Halloween games, stories, and songs are the focus is a fun family alternative instead of trick or treating. Or you could choose a few close, supportive of your lifestyle family and friends. Offer suggestions of treats you'd be comfortable with them giving your kids if necessary. Trick or treating to those few places often means extra driving, but going to even 2 or 3 houses is exciting and a long enough outing for the really wee ones. And add only a couple or a few houses each year as the children grow. You'll get away with that kind of thing for the first 2 or 3 years. That's been our experience. For our kids, we invented something we call trading time. Each family involved bought a selection of alternative treats for our combined number of kids. We bought organic snacks and drinks, traded in for their inorganic counterparts. Sweets and treats without the chemical and sugar content, traded for the conventional ones. For example, there was a candy called Sundrops, and we refilled their little mini Smarties boxes to avoid the shellac coating that was on Smarties that I didn't know about until I read it on the back of the Sundrops package that they didn't have the shellac. We always bought one pomegranate for each child, and that became a fun custom. Autumn or Halloween specific toys and decorations for next year's display was also a fun addition to their treat bag. Be creative and playful with your alternatives. The emphasis of our Halloweens was always on costume planning and creating, and on seasonally decorating the house. Then came the trick or treating. After that fun, back at one of our houses, we had trading time. The kids emptied their baskets or bags full of the treats they had got when they were trick or treating. Then we'd say, okay, give me one chocolate bar. And into their basket would go one healthier option in exchange. We mixed it up, made it fun and exciting, and they got to be part of the game of it. Amazing and awesome. This soon became our children's favorite part of Halloween, trading time. So go out there, have some fun, and just know that there are some alternatives to all that sugar and all those chemicals if you want to avoid them. Have fun.
Oh my goodness, Mama. Isn't that such a good idea? I love this candy swap game at the end of trick-or-treating, and I want to do that now because, first of all, now here in New York, it gets so dark so early. So it's like we end trick-or-treating because our little ones are so little. Like once it's dark, it's time to go in. So then the fun can continue at home when now it's time to swap. I love that idea. And I love the excitement in trying to get them to eat something healthier. That's
Mm.
awesome. Such a good idea.
It was so fun. And honestly, it really was our kids' favorite part of their Halloween. I mean, they loved making their costumes or making them together with us adults. They loved dressing up. They loved going trick or treating, but they always told us in the last few years that we did it that their favorite part was the trading. It was so
Hmm.
fun. Yeah, candy swap, candy trade, trading time, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, because there is to just not go trick-or-treating, that's a little hard, especially when you live in a more
If you're in a
busy.
city or
Yeah.
a suburb or a busy urban area, for sure. And trick or treating's fun, right?
Yeah, that's such an experience.
Yeah. it's really a cool experience. The avoiding it, in the first years for me, that was only like when she was one. We had a community dance that was like family friendly community dance at a local hall, and we went there together all dressed up, and that was super fun. And I think when she was two, we went to a few close friends and families places, and then we got together with this other family, and all of the kids together got to we trick-or-treated together, and then we did this trading. And so the other mama and
Mhm.
I would both buy enough of everything for four. We had four kids between us.
One thing that we do around Halloween time, I love this season. I love it. I love it. Apple picking and pumpkin picking. And I love apple picking. It's so fun.
It's so good. I mean, that's the other part of Halloween, is that it's a harvest time, right?
Hmm.
Um, and so aside from the dressing up and the trick or treating and all of that for Halloween specific, apple picking is a beautiful thing to do. And of course, going to a pumpkin patch
Hmm.
and getting to pick out your own pumpkins. And so often, I think where you live in a city, if you go to a pumpkin patch, there's also orchards nearby, kind of thing, right? Like you go out into the country area.
Yeah, we
The
drive it. It's almost like 2 hours. It's out east for us, like around the Hamptons, and it's so nice out there. It's like farmland and everything is so different. So we spend the whole day, and it's like a day outing for our family going
Beautiful.
out there and then we get our apples. And the last few years we go apple picking, and then I make an apple pie. So it's like becoming our family
Nice.
tradition. It's cute.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's lovely. And the whole idea of, making a tradition that you do every year, or making a few traditions around it. One of the things that I did with my littles all the time, and all the way through my grandchildren, everything, every special occasion, I made a centerpiece on the table. And so for Halloween, there's all kinds of, and I have a box that I keep all my Halloween decorations in, and every year. And that was another part of the kids' favorite part of Halloween, was the
Yeah.
actual just, I didn't decorate the whole house. Some people go big. I just
Oh
like a
yeah.
little, and sometimes I'll put a few little things, around the room, but I don't go really big. And throughout the year, if you're going to thrift shops, if anybody's a thrift shop purchaser, oh my gosh, you can find the best things for 50 cents or a dollar or whatever, and you just get them throughout the year and just add them to that box of the Halloween or the Easter or the whichever special occasion it is. And then also for me, just on that note, the the whole idea of autumn and the fall and the harvesting, when it's not actual Halloween on my centerpiece, then I have like a bouquet in a vase of beautiful leaves, or nuts. Like if you live in an area where there's chestnut trees or acorns on the ground, your little ones are going to want to pick those up. So bring them
Mhm.
in and put them on a beautiful little centerpiece on the table. I actually had a round um, Lazy Susan, the wooden one that I put in the center of the table, and that just changed all throughout the year.
Oh, that's cute.
It was really lovely, and I still like to do that with a little
That's
gatherings that the
that
kids bring home.
That's the other awesome part about Halloween time is the decorations and the fall and the changing the leaves. This is the best time to
Mm,
get the kids out and say like, let's go count the pumpkins, or let's go look what color is the tree today, because it will go from green to all the colors changing until they
yeah.
fall to the ground. And just letting the kids get outside and see those changes and feel the temperature and look at the
Hmm.
pumpkins. My daughter loves going out and counting the pumpkins on everybody's
Counting the
porch.
pumpkins is a great one.
And
Yeah, very simple to do.
yeah.
and it's fun and it gives you a purpose for your walk that day or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then tomorrow you might go count and there might be a different number,
Mm-hmm.
and next week there's definitely going to be more pumpkins
Mm-hmm.
out there, I'm betting, right?
Yeah.
That's a fun, easy outing. Yeah.
Or we go look for houses that have really cool decorations and we just
Yeah.
walk around searching for cool decorations.
Yeah. That's really fun.
But also especially with my toddler, since now she is getting to that age where she can eat candy and candy, she gets so excited about candy and she'll open it, take a lick, and then throw it out.
Mm.
But Amma, with all your knowledge, why can't kids have that much candy? Let it.
Why do we trade the candy for other goodies?
Yes.
It's a good question. Um, okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I am a very health conscious Amma. I always have been since I was like 12, I think I started learning about healthy alternatives for food, and I've always been healthy since then. When my baby was starting her to eat food around 6 months old, I decided to eat all organic foods because I didn't want to put the chemicals in her body. If we're spraying our food with our growing foods with poison, and then we're eating those foods, hello.
Yeah.
I mean, people argue that it's more expensive to eat organic food. Yes and no. In the short term, yeah, most things are more expensive if they're organic, although that's really changing now because of the supply and demand. We want it, they have to supply it. And the more of us who eat it and purchase it, the better the price is going to come down, right? But in the long run, what is the price for what's the cost of eating and feeding our children food that has toxins in it? you
Mm-hmm.
know we're all looking at this world of cancer where it's like, what's going on? Why is everybody that we know somebody who has, and I don't want to freak you out, but I'm just going to say that was the choice that I made when my daughter started eating, was that we were going to eat organic foods. I also feel better about it, because I don't like the idea of farmers putting poison on the earth. It goes into the earth, it goes into our water supplies, it goes into the air. So for me, it's a political decision as well as a health decision. It's one thing I can do as a human to lessen the toxicity of the world that we humans are creating.
Mm-hmm. Not
So
support it.
yeah, so that's, a little bit of a heavier topic, but the
Yeah.
other thing about candy, so there was that. So there's the organic piece for me, and then there's the sugar piece. And most people can relate to the sugar. Like, number one, how does your toddler or your child respond after they've had a whole bunch of sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Are they the most fun to be around? Or do they bounce off the walls and go a little squirrely? Because most kids do. And that's because our bodies can't metabolize that much sugar. It goes into the bloodstream and we get that sugar high. Now, it's kind of become this common thing that we just, oh yeah, it's a sugar high. But I mean, what are we doing to our
Mm-hmm.
little children that's having them, like, there's meltdowns that happen, there's freakouts that happen, there's fights that happen, there's all this behavior that happens that we really don't like, and yet we don't stop the intake of that level of sugar. We
Mm-hmm.
just be like, oh well, that's just a sugar problem. So what are the other problems of sugar aside from the behavior that it causes? Um, I mean, there's the obvious ones, if we get into, eating a lot of sugar when we're young, we get addicted to sugar. We as a society are addicted to sugar, to the taste of sweetness in our diets. Um, in the old days, people didn't make their, we drink coffee or tea in the morning. The purpose for that originally, way back, people used to drink roasted dandelion root that would be ground up, and it would be and people now who are health conscious and don't want to drink coffee, they'll drink it as a coffee substitute.
Mm.
It doesn't have the caffeine, but what it has is that bitter taste. The reason that we drink bitter things in the morning is because our livers work all night long processing the toxins that we've ingested over the day before. And the bitter taste in the morning helps to flush the liver. It's so good for our digestion, that bitter flavor. We have almost entirely annex that from our diets, from our what we want as a flavor. We like spicy, we like sweet, we like salty, bitter. Mm-mm. How many people do you know that really want that bitter taste,
Very
right?
few, yeah.
Very few. If you pick a dandelion, and we've all picked dandelions when we were little, I think, and you get some of that milk from the dandelion stem on your fingers, and then you touch your mouth, it's like, oh, your tongue's like, oh, it's so bitter. That flavor is so good for us. It helps the digestion. It helps flush everything. It cleanses our digestive system. We could be so much healthier society, people in general, if we just brought that bitter flavor back into our diets. So, if you can, here's something for the parents to do. Just start lessening the amount of sweetness, whether it's a sugar or a honey or a maple syrup. In my case, being Canadian, I love my maple syrup. If you can lessen the amount of sugar or sweetness that you put in that morning drink, the better for you and your overall long-term health.
Yeah, I need to work on that.
Yeah, me too.
That's me for sure.
Yeah, and that is most of us, because we have been geared to eat sugar from a young age. You know, when my daughter was young, instead of giving her candies, I would buy her a basket of raspberries,
Oh
and that would
yeah.
be her treat. She didn't like blueberries, but I mean, blueberries are a great kids' food. Um, and we would have treats that would be, you know, not in the candy zone. It would be that kind of
Yeah,
thing,
you can still have
fruits or
sweets. You can still have
yes,
sweets, natural sweets.
yes,
That's fruits, and
yeah,
that's the best kind of sweets you can have.
yeah.
So here's your permission, Mama. Throw out that candy. Just throw it in the garbage because it's garbage. So
After you do the trade,
after
don't
you
just
do the
take it
trade,
and throw it.
no, 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 no. Give them something that will make them happy, but that's also healthy. And then either throw out that candy, or if you can bring it to work and let your coworkers enjoy it, that's fine. But
Yeah.
don't feel bad throwing it out because it is literally garbage.
Yeah, and the thing I just want to touch back with the sugar, and the reason for trading it out for different things is, most of you know that there is a problem with obesity, especially in the United States.
Mhm.
There's a problem with diabetes. There's a problem with heart problems. All of those bigger problems in life can start very young with an addiction to sugar.
Yeah.
So you're not doing your children any favors by letting them chow down on the sugary stuff. You can get some candy. Like, we would get a few things that I would call candy at a health food store or in the health food section of your grocery store
Mhm.
that have easier to digest sweet. in them. So the maple syrup is actually a really good food. It's full of trace minerals and vitamins. So that's actually, and it's a food from it's not processed. The problem
Mm-hmm.
is the processing of sugar
Mm-hmm.
stops it from being a whole food. So when we put it in our body doesn't quite know what to do with it because it's not actually a whole food. It's a processed, refined part of food. And that's what makes it hard for our bodies. So so yeah, just getting our children started with a healthy digestive system, with a healthy desire. A friend of ours, I think it was at Easter, he had a new video camera back in the day when we didn't all have phones. None of us had cell phones when my daughter was little. And he went around this Easter party that they were throwing and he asked all the kids, "What's your favorite food?" And a lot of kids would say candy, and a lot of kids would say pizza, and a lot of kids. And my daughter said watermelon and broccoli or something. Like it was too like either a fruit or a vegetable. And he was just like blown away. He was like, what? It was just two kind of real foods, not made up
Not
combos or
like
whatever.
cake, cupcakes,
Yeah,
cookies,
yeah, yeah. It
ice
was really
cream.
cute. And it was real for her, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
nice.
so yeah. So there's that's why we did it. And there's organic juice boxes that you could trade out for the other juice if you want to go the organic route. Or if you are in the organic world with your family. There's like the pomegranate was really fun because it's so fun to eat. You got to cut it and then pick all those little seeds out that you get to chew on, and then a few of the little gifts that aren't edible, that are decorative, or games that are seasonal or Halloween related, that kind of thing. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was really fun.
Thank you, Amma, for sharing that. So fun. I'm going to try it and I will let you know.
Yeah, let us know.
And yes, and I'll share it in our Facebook group what I get for our swap.
Oh, cool. That's a great idea.
Yes.
Really fun.
So, mamas, if you want to see, you can click in our show notes to join our group. And if you want to share what you're going to buy for a swap too, that would be fun. But
Yeah, that would be really fun. Share with us. Show us a photo of your swap treats.
all right, thank you. And we hope you have a happy, spooky Halloween.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, mamas. I hope your biggest takeaway from this was that you don't have to let them eat all of the candy. That was my biggest takeaway, was trading time. I love it, and here are some ideas of what you can trade for their candy. You can trade balloons. You can get little Play-Dohs, pretzels, stickers, the little washable tattoos, honey sticks, organic juice boxes, the natural fruit leather. That's like the fruit roll-ups, but natural. You can get them little bouncy balls or paints. The little flashlights. My daughter loves the little flashlight because she holds it under her chin like she's like telling a spooky story, which is really cute. You can get them bubbles, light up rings, and like pens or crayons and those little drawing kits. But it doesn't have to be just full of sugar, so hope there's some relief in that for you mamas. But thanks for joining us, and we hope you have a happy, healthy Halloween. Take care.
Thanks for being here with us, Mama. Hit subscribe to get notified about our new episodes each week.
And hey, did you even learn anything in this episode? I know I did. Show some support and send it to your mama friends to bless their day too.
Also, by leaving a review, did you know you'll be helping more mamas find us and hopefully find answers to the questions that might be keeping them awake at night?
And if you screenshot your review and DM it to us, you will be entered to win a 1-hour coaching call at a discounted price with Amma Lisa.
Or come hang out with us in our Facebook group or on Instagram. Just click our links in the show notes or DM us anytime.
We also have a buy me a coffee option for a fun way that you can support this podcast for just as much as you care to give. Just click the show support link in our show notes. Thank you.
Thanks so much. We love you.